Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all. I have a great show set up for y'all today. Hump Day Wednesday. We have a breaking story. President Donald Trump backs down in Minnesota, the first state to effectively beat ICE. In our lead stories, Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein were business partners and self-proclaimed friends, according to a new leaked video. Stay tuned for that one, all right? In quick news, we're going to talk Jasmine Crockett, Nicki Minaj, Epstein running a Honeytrap network for Russia, Chris Tucker, and Bill Gates. New to the show that we started yesterday, we're going to go right to the comment section after quick news. And then, as always, we're going to close out the show with lesson of the day. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, your devices up. Come on, we made it to Hump Day Wednesday. And I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well and in a good space. Y'all know how I get down. Wednesday is the official day that I start getting excited and counting down the weekend. Mondays are rough. Tuesday, we get excited because we're done with Monday. And now Wednesday, here we go. We made it through. All right. We have a lead story. We have a breaking story that literally just came out, I don't know, a couple hours ago. And for my daily listeners, and even for the people who have just discovered the show this year, now that we've been streaming. Oh, by the way, welcome to everybody streaming: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Kick. What up? So for those who've been watching the show for the past month of January, you know that we have been covering extensively everything that's been going on in Minnesota with Alex Purdy and Renee Good and all the protests and everything. And all of that, unfortunately, yes, two people were unalive, but all of that has finally resulted, all the protests has finally resulted to Donald Trump, his administration, ICE, and Border Patrol backing down. This is the first state out of many that has stood up to Donald Trump and that has won. Listen to this press conference that you know Donald Trump did not want Tom Homan to have to give. Take a listen.
This increase will draw down 700.
Congratulations, Minnesota. You're the first state to effectively defeat Donald Trump. Tom Homan says we're pulling 700 federal officers from Minnesota.
Given this increase in unprecedented collaboration, and as a result of the need for less law enforcement officers to do this work in a safer environment, I have announced effective immediately, we will draw down 700 people effective today. 700 law enforcement personnel.
Tom, you could frame it however the heck you want to. Minnesota and the protesters, the peaceful protesters, won. We will talk about this on the Trend Out Loud show. I really wanted to highlight the fact of the peaceful protesting. You know, we're all about peaceful protesting and not supporting anything else. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that are saying, oh, that's because the protest stopped and because this. So now, and also too, there's going to be people that say, well, the jails are now finally working and that's why we don't need people there. Y'all can say whatever you want. After Renee Good was unalived, Donald Trump and his administration doubled down and sent more people there. It was Alex Purdy that really was the catalyst for all of this. And like I said in the beginning, unfortunately, that he was unalive. But because of that incident, there was so much pressure, even in MAGA and within the Republican Party, with the mistakes that Gregory Bavino, the head of Border Patrol, and Kirstie Noem, the head of DHS, the things that they said about him after the incident happened, I think 2 Saturdays ago now, that was just too much. If you guys remember, they actually put out a video of him, recklessly protesting 11 days prior to him being unalived. And that kind of, quieted things down a little. But if you ask me, it was still the push of ICE and Border Patrol and what they did to Alex Purdy. That was the catalyst. No matter how much they tried to discredit him, that was just too much. And the Trump administration not accepting defeat, but going on to True Social saying, I've talked with Tim Walz, I've talked with Mayor Fry, and we feel like we could come to an understanding. And today was the official backing down from the Trump administration. And one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight that is I have always said the only way to get Donald Trump's attention is to show that you're willing to go as far as he is. You see what happens when President Zelensky is in the Oval Office and he's not prepared, not saying prepared, but he is not in a position to go head to head with Trump because he needs the US. You see how he's treated. But when Donald Trump is around people like Putin or President Xi, the president of China, you get a whole different Donald Trump. You could put it on mute, the video on mute, and watch Donald Trump's body language when he's around Putin and President Xi, and then when he's around other people. That is how you have to deal with Donald Trump. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but you have to get his respect. You need to put your foot down, and you have to be willing to show him that you do not budge. He does not budge easily. He does not play. That's why a lot of people like him. And, I'm not trying to give him credit. I know people don't like when I give any sort of credit to Donald Trump, but he is a tough and shrewd president. He was a tough and shrewd businessman. Yes, I know there's a lot of bad things that go with that, but my point is when dealing with somebody that tough, you have to be tough. And Minnesota showed the resilience, the toughness, and they were prepared to continue and not back down. I take my hat off. I salute Minnesota. And like I have said a couple of times already this weekend, let you guys know, I will be in Minnesota this weekend. Very, very, very anxious to see how the state looks, how Minneapolis looks now after just even going to visit the city and see how things are, just even on a personal tip. But shout out to Minnesota, man. I've said a bunch of times on this show, I love every state in the United States of America, but Minnesota, y'all got my heart and my respect. So shout out to you guys. All right, that was breaking news. Let's get over to our lead story. Sorry, third day in a row talking about the Jigga Man, and this one might be like the worst one yet. There was a leaked video of Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein pretty much professing their love for each other. I mean, we've had Jay-Z close to Diddy. We've had him close to R. Kelly and Epstein. At some point, you gotta start questioning, why are you friends with these people, Jay? Let's go over to lead stories. Okay, I got a video for you that I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna read something for you that not only to me, I think that this video is telling. To me, there's an underlying issue that I think is even bigger than this. So this is a video of Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein, and you'll see in the background, you don't have to believe me, you'll see for yourself in the background, it says 2017 Sundance. I told you guys yesterday, I still don't remember the name. I think it was a Jay-Z documentary on Rockefeller or something, or I think it was maybe with the anyways, it was something that Jay-Z was doing. Okay, I'm sorry that I haven't done the research to get the name of the movie. I think it was a documentary about jail and people not being treated right. One of the two. Anyways, why it's significant is that this is 2017. Now, in this video, you hear Harvey saying to the reporter that's asking him something about Donald Trump, hey, he's not here for that. He's here for this movie or for this documentary. And this is my friend, so I'm going to bodyguard him. It shows the connection. It shows that it's just not a business relationship, that it's something deeper. And that's the significance of the video, because we all know the hotline tip that came in. And just to be clear, I always want to be fair. It wasn't that Jay-Z was in the Epstein files, but he was in a FBI hotline call that said, hey, Jay-Z, Pusha T, and Jeffrey Epstein was on the island in 1996. Not corroborated, not a crime. We don't know, hasn't even been investigated. But since that has come up, everybody is trying to look into this connection. And here you have the connection. So here is this video. And then I'm going to read to you something about when Harvey was arrested and when he was investigated. And I was at the same time that this video was recorded. Why would Jay be around this dude at that time? And again, he was around Diddy during the times where we heard about Diddy's court dates in 2000 and, oh gosh, it went back to with him and Cassie, 2008, 2015, the CNN 2016, Jane Doe, all of them. Jay was there at those times. R. Kelly, his Jane Doe is talking to CBS News right now. Jay was around R. Kelly at those times. And now we see Weinstein. And again, I'm not saying that this proves his guilt. It does not prove his guilt. But at some point, bro, there's a lot of association that you're associating with. Anyways, let's get over to the video and we'll talk about it. I'll read you something about Harvey. All right, take a listen.
Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein were self-proclaimed friends, and we got the receipts. Oh, and to make it worse, they were homies and hanging out around the exact same time Harvey was arrested.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
That video was taped in 2017. What year was Harvey Weinstein investigated? Harvey Weinstein began being formally investigated and charged in 2017 and 18 after major news, blah, 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 blah. Now I understand why there are alleged reports that Jay-Z has flown out of town. We will talk.
All right, so I'm going to continue that that write-up about Epstein. About Weinstein. By the way, ironic that Harvey Weinstein and Epstein have the same teen in their name. Thought that was weird, but so let me continue reading from that reel. What year was Harvey Weinstein investigated? Harvey Weinstein began being formally investigated and charged in 2017, 2018, after major news organizations published reports of dozens of women accusing him of SA and the R word. Now, as I continue reading, I'm going to put something up here in the background that I played for you guys yesterday, but I want you to see how many different occasions Jay-Z and Harvey were together as I read this. Just look. Okay. Those reports prompted law enforcement in New York, Los Angeles, and London to open criminal investigations on Harvey Weinstein. Again, 2017. The first major legal action came when he surrendered to police and was arrested in New York in May 2018 on charges of R-word and related offenses. So the investigation into Harvey Weinstein started 2017. He was arrested and officially charged coming into 2018. It's just too close for comfort
Story
for
and
some people. And again, I'll just put this up here. You'll see in the back, see right here, 2000. Let me just put it a little bigger here. See, 2017, guys. So this is the issue that Jay-Z is having. So, like I said, I always want to be fair when I'm reporting. Again, this doesn't insinuate that Jay-Z had anything to do with Harvey Weinstein's crimes. It has nothing to do with the fact that the tip line might be real. But like I said, when you put Diddy, R. Kelly, and now Harvey together, things are a little much. Again, we are still on the Jay-Z watch. We told you guys yesterday that there has been a lot of rumors about Jay-Z being out of the country. There's somebody that put a picture of a plane and said that he's heard that Jay-Z is gone. There's rumors that he had to go and do something in a house somewhere. I bring all of this up to say, will Jay-Z be at the Super Bowl or not? That is going to be the next clue in this story. That's what everybody is going to be sitting down, waiting, and watching on. Roger Goodell had to come out today and talk about the NFL, the halftime show, and the Giants head coach, I don't remember his name, being in the Epstein file. So already the NFL is on edge for the Giants head coach allegedly being invited to the one of Epstein's parties or island. And a lot of people are giving the NFL backlash for that. There's, of course, the Bad Bunny backlash from immigration. And now Jay-Z. And y'all know that the NFL cares about their sponsorship. They care about their commercials. They care about their advertisement. They're getting a lot of backlash. TPUSA is putting on a whole separate halftime show to go against Bad Bunny. That has never been done. Of course, nobody's going to watch it, and they're not going to tune out to go and watch TPUSA. But I have heard that there's going to be a lot of boycott. If you mix that in together with the fact that this is already just not even a crazy big Super Bowl, right? Like nobody's like at their TV foaming at the mouth to see New England and Seahawks play. It's not like last year it was Kansas City and what was it? Kansas City and Philly? Yeah, Kansas City and Philly. Kansas City was going for their three-peat. Trump was there. Everyone's tuning in. So already, you don't have a great Super Bowl. You have Bad Bunny, the Giants coach. Jay-Z showing up? I really, really, really don't know. We've been talking about this all week. If he shows up and he gets booed, it's over for him and Beyonce. Now the advertisers will know it's just not online. It's not bots. It's not people unfollowing. It is actually, they cannot go out in public. People do not like them. Their advertising dollars will come to a halt. It will be done for them. If they don't show up, they're going to get equally as dragged. Where are they? They weren't at the Grammys. The Rock Nation brunch was the most coveted brunch of all times. Yes, he stopped it, I think 2 or 3 years ago, but they're always at the Grammys. Not there this year, not showing up at the Super Bowl. My advice, if I was consulting them, they're both bad, but I wouldn't show up if I was Jay-Z. With all the heat that's going on right now, I wouldn't show up, because at least if you don't show up, at least it leaves a question, and the internet, the new media and us will talk, but it's not going to be plastered all over CNN. Jay-Z didn't come to the Super Bowl. No, but if Jay-Z shows up to the Super Bowl and him and Beyonce get booed and there's a lot of like crowd reaction, that will make legacy media. So if I were him, I wouldn't, with everything that's going on. But we shall see. I can't wait to come to the comment section for you guys to let me know if he is going to show up or not. And as you guys know, we are changing things up here. Right after quick news, we're coming right to the comment section. We're not doing anything else. We do appreciate you guys commenting. So I want to get to reading your comments and talk back and debate and speak with people who want to comment. All right. So let us just get through quick news, and then I'm coming right to the comment section to talk with y'all. We do have a lot going on in quick news, though. Jasmine Crockett tears Nicki Minaj apart. Then, to balance it out, we're going to give Nicki Minaj a shot, and she's going to tell you why she agrees with Donald Trump's immigration policy. I can't wait for you guys to tell me what you think about that. A great story also that we have for you today. This could actually have been in lead stories, but was Epstein running a honey trap network for Russia? What does that mean? Was Russia behind all of Epstein's parties and islands to trap all these American celebrities and government people and get all these dirt on these people so they can have control? People are looking into that. Also, Chris Tucker caught lying about being on Epstein Island. And then another great story, Bill Gates has been exposed by his wife for contracting an STD and trying to give her medication without her even knowing. It's just a crazy story. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for that. All right, let's go over to quick news right now. All right, let's start out with Jasmine Crockett. Now, some of you might like or love or not like Jasmine Crockett, but Jasmine Crockett so delicately, well, not delicately, but I would say maybe surgically tears apart Nicki Minaj. It's like really good. TMZ is asking her what she thinks about Nicki. Take a listen.
Hey, I wanted to ask about Nicki Minaj, because she's like, very in the news these days. has like, you're doing a face right now.
We don't mess with Nicki.
You don't mess with Nicki?
No, we don't mess with Nicki.
Did you used to mess with her?
Oh, of course. I mean, you had to, but I will be clear. I have always loved Cardi more.
Okay.
And clearly my instincts were right to love on Cardi more than Nicki.
Totally. So you kind of flipped on her. What was the moment you decided that I just can't anymore?
I just don't do sellouts, especially in this moment, right? Like, things are too serious. There are too many people that are being harmed. And especially with her being an immigrant, then deciding to go and cozy up to this administration that is specifically putting targets on the backs of immigrants and anyone who stands with them. Even if they're U.S. citizens, they can catch a bullet. That is wrong. And I don't even understand how you can play with it and pretend like it's anything but wrong.
Why do you think she's doing it then?
Listen, I don't know if it's because she looking for some papers for some people, or if she's looking for them other papers, because, you know, I hear that she got family members that's got a little, you know, a few little issues, right? And so maybe she needs them other papers, because he love to hand those out, usually at a cost, right? But going after people like Don Lemon, who I love dearly, just wrong. Like, she's just on the wrong side of history. So I hope that people remember all of this when she comes back and she's broke and she's begging for money and support, because something tells me MAGA ain't gonna do it for her.
If Nicki came out with, like, you know, a summer jam and you couldn't not bop your head to it, do you think you'd still have to turn it off when you're in the car and it came on the radio? Or, like, can you divorce those two things?
I think that there are plenty of people. I'll give you an example. R. Kelly, right? A lot of people took issue with R. Kelly. R. Kelly obviously is serving and doing his time right now. But something tells me that people are still bumping R. Kelly somewhere, somehow, right? I think that there are people that can divorce the art. For me, it is more so about, like, your dollars. Like, are you going to support with your dollars certain things? Because it's the dollars that have given her a platform in the first place. Otherwise, Donald Trump wouldn't even know who she was. No one would know who she was, but for the dollars that were used to support her, that allowed her to have the platform that she has. Do you want to continue to support or elevate a person's platform who's then going to turn around and do things that are demeaning to us as a society?
It's interesting to me that, like, she's like the MAGA hero right now, but she's not included in their halftime Super Bowl show. You know how they're doing a Turning Points halftime show? Kid Rock is headlining. I assumed that Nicki was going to headline, but she's not even on the bill. It's a surprise. Why do you think Nicki's not on there?
She may now understand her place as it relates to MAGA, but maybe she won't. Who knows?
I just love how she wasn't, like, trying to be bitter and just answering the questions. I also really love the fact that she pointed out that it's not about separating the artist from the art. A lot of people say that all the time. I have said a bunch of times on my show, I can't listen to R. Kelly music. I can't do that separation, although I used to listen to all of R. Kelly's music. But what I liked was, it's just, she gave us an example of, it's just not a personal thing. She's like, think about it. If you can separate the art from the artist, just know that when you go on DSPs, Spotify, Apple, whatever, you're still supporting her. So even if you don't believe what she's saying and you don't like her views, but you're like, I like her music, you're still putting money into her pocket. And as you put money into her pocket, you're elevating her platform. So I thought that was very, very smart way to express the reasons why some people should no longer support Nicki Minaj if they don't like her views. In closing, before we go to Nicki's video and giving Nicki a chance to talk, when we first spoke about Nicki Minaj being on on stage with Erica Kirk at TPUSA in December, I was like, very weird. Don't know why Nicki's there, but who knows? Maybe she's, you know, trying to get something for her husband, for her brother. Then we saw her with Donald Trump, and then we're like, yo, for sure, this is citizenship, trying to get a pardon for her husband, trying to help out her brother. They're both people that have to register where they live. That tells you everything you need to know. But then when she gave us the gold card and she was like, hey, I'm finalizing my citizenship, she gave us our answer. The White House also came out right after that and was like, hey, we just want to let you know she got the Trump gold card, but it was really like a souvenir and she still has to take the normal path. Then the Jay-Z stuff dropped. And I've heard some people say this. I said it the same day that it came out. Nicki Minaj is one of the most pettiest people you ever meet in her life. And I'm petty, so I'm not saying that in a bad way, but she is super petty. I think Nicki Minaj would do this, cozy up with the Trump administration, TPUSA, to get back at Jay-Z. If you guys have been following the show all into 2025, Nicki Minaj has been going after Jay-Z for like a year and a half. She feels like Jay-Z owes her millions of dollars. She has fought and dragged Jay-Z and Roc Nation through the mud, vowed to destroy him. So would Nicki Minaj cozy up to Trump to have him include this FBI tip line? They could have easily redacted that. They redacted a bunch of other stuff that were way more important. They could have put that out and nobody would have ever seen Sean Carter, Jay-Z. That one little redaction. I'm positive. Again, this is not a source. This is nothing. This is just what I think. I think Nicki Minaj is doing all of this to get back at Jay-Z. And she has been tweeting stuff. And behind the scenes, I've heard, this is a fact, I won't even say alleged, that she's been trying to get her money back. And she's been trying to renegotiate stuff with Jay. And he's like, no. And she's like, okay, say less. This is the result. It's not citizenship. It's not a pardon. I'm sure if the pardon comes and all of these other stuff come, but it's to get back at Jay. Nicki is a lot of things, but she is hip hop first. If she can take down the self-proclaimed king of hip hop and hip hop business and dethrone him, Nicki will be regarded as like the greatest of all times and not just on wax. So that is what I think Nicki Minaj is doing personally. Okay, now let's give Nicki Minaj a chance. You guys know that she did this interview with, I think Katie Miller, her name is. It's Steve Miller, his wife. And there's a lot of crazy stuff in this interview that I refuse to play. And for those of you who don't know who Steve Miller is, he works at the White House with Donald Trump. He's one of the architects of Project 2025. Okay, these guys are just off the Richter. So his wife, you know, the interview is going to be crazy. But I wanted to take out this part. This is Nicki's views on immigration. Take a listen. Try to listen objectively.
You came to this country when you were little as an immigrant. What are your thoughts on the Trump administration's approach to illegal immigration and deportations?
Well, if I had a business or a home or anything, and someone was there one day when I walked downstairs to cook breakfast or something, I would have them kicked out of my home because I didn't invite them. And this is my private home. So the president has to treat the United States as if it's his private home.
That's a crazy statement, but let's continue.
People all around the world have to respect the policies of the country and the administration. Therefore, to my immigrants, who I love very much, I love my immigrants, I'm an immigrant. But how can you tell a president not to enforce a law that simply says you have to be legal to get in the country? Now, what people don't understand is there are spies. There are things that we don't know about, but that the administration and that security knows about. People who have to secure the country. So a person coming in illegally to the country, they could be there to do anything. You do not know. They have to be vetted. There's nothing wrong with that. It would be so stupid of any country to have an open door policy where people are not vetted. You don't imagine having somebody that you do not know in your home and you don't know anything about them. We do background checks for everything. You don't think there needs to be a background check to get in the country?
Nobody ever said that, but I'll let you finish.
So, I don't know. That may have come off too harsh, but
I think it was a good explanation. You could have been harder.
Okay. I'm going to dissect that a little bit. But I want to be fair to tell, and because there's some misconceptions about Nicki Minaj. Did she come here illegally? How did she come, etc.? And these are just the facts. Did Nicki Minaj come to the U.S. legally? Was she documented or undocumented? Nicki Minaj came to the U.S. legally. Here's the straight factual breakdown. Nicki Minaj was born in Trinidad and Tobago. She moved to the United States legally as a child, joined her mother in Queens, New York. She entered the U.S. through proper immigration channels, documented. She later became a lawful permanent resident green card holder. In 2018, she officially became a U.S. citizen, which she publicly celebrated. So to be very clear, she was not undocumented. She has always been documented. She is now a naturalized U.S. citizen. Okay. Now, here's my problems with her statements. And let's just do the overall arching first. The United States of America had a problem with immigration. They still have a problem with immigration. And it's been there for 20 years. Republican presidents, Democratic presidents. You could throw Biden under the bus, you could throw Obama under the bus, you could throw Trump in his first term under the bus. There's been various amounts of presidents with immigration problems. Every American will agree with that. Donald Trump used two things to win the presidency, in my opinion. One, immigration, and two, the economy. Kamala and Democrats used another strategy, which we won't get into, which I didn't agree with, and I feel like that's why they lost. So I give credit, which people don't like that I do that, but I give credit for the Trump administration for sticking to those 2 points. Have they done great with the economy? No. Have they done great with immigration? They have closed down the border. Nobody's crossing anymore, but everything else has just been a complete nightmare. So while Nicki is there in this interview talking about immigration and talking about, you don't want people to do background checks? Who said that? Oh, there's spies. We have to know who people are. Nobody said that, Nicki. And like I said, he was voted on. People that didn't even like him voted on the fact there was Black and brown support that voted for the fact of, yeah, we don't want the bad immigrants coming in here. Get them out. The problem with Donald Trump and his administration is the bad people are maybe 5%, 10% that he's getting out, but then he's also getting out people that have been here for 20 years. And that's the problem. You think a spy has been here for 25 years, as doing whatever, paying taxes and doing all of that stuff? This is the point, Nicki. So let's get down to some granular things. When she said he's running this like his own house, that's the problem. And I understand her analogy because I love analogies. And I understand if I walk down in my house and I saw somebody in my kitchen, I'd be like, hey, you shouldn't be here. I didn't approve you to be here. Get out. Guess what, Nicki? It's not Donald Trump's house. It's a country. And he cannot govern it like his own personal property. And that's probably why you guys are getting along together, because in Donald Trump's head, he thinks that he owns the country and it is his house. But that's not governorship. That is not a president. The president of the United States is for all people. Simple. And I'm not condoning anybody that comes to the United States illegally. I'm not. You come here illegally, that is wrong. But there's 20 million undocumented immigrants. It's impossible to get them all out the country. That's impossible. So how about you work on what you said you were going to work on, the bad immigrants that have broken laws or whatever, work on them, just get them out. And then you work on some way how to deal with the people that have already been here, that have families, that have been born here, that are working, that have been proven to be great, reliable citizens that's never had a speeding ticket. This is all we're saying. So your analogy doesn't make any sense. That's just my 2 cents. Again, like I said, I cannot wait to come to the comment section and see what you guys have to say. I could go on and on about this. Let's move on to Epstein. I think a lot of people are not talking about this. Listen to Epstein and what people are saying about him colluding with Russia, and a honey trap, and also what other countries are doing. Take a listen.
Some big news right now. Another significant criminal investigation has been opened following the release of the Epstein files, this time Poland, as the fallout grows. Poland's prime minister has announced the formation of a task force to evaluate connections between Jeffrey Epstein and Russia, saying that there are new claims that suggest that Jeffrey Epstein ran a Russian intelligence honeytrap network. This, according to United 24 Media. This is a significant development. We now have criminal investigation against Peter Mandelson in the United Kingdom, a human trafficking probe in Lithuania, a criminal investigation in Poland. Where's the United States? That's my question. Is the United States going to be next? It really seems as though international countries are taking this seriously, and we're likely only to continue to see more in the coming hours and days as the fallout grows. But the question is, will the United States Department of Justice be next? Let me know. Spread the word.
That's a really, really, really good question. Where I told you guys yesterday, Tom, I remember his name, Tom, the deputy AG, Tom Blanche, I think, Donald Trump's former lawyer. Oh, it's not illegal to party with Epstein and, Kristi Noem and all these people deflecting and this or whatever, where other countries are like, hey, we're going to open up this investigation. We're going to open up that, while the U.S. is just like, hey, Donald Trump said yesterday, I think it's time to move on. We released all these Epstein stuff. Are you guys happy now? It's a hoax. Can we move on? While other governments are like, what? We need to investigate this. And as you guys are very familiar, y'all know that, especially on Epstein Island, and I'm sure in other apartments or other places he had parties, it's known that he had cameras in every single room, including bathrooms. So even if you thought like, okay, this compound has cameras, okay, in the hallway, in the kitchen, whatever, and you were doing something in a bathroom or in a bedroom or in a place or whatever, and he caught you, and it's actually really all funded by Russia, y'all know that there's things that have been said even before all of this, that Putin has pictures and videos of Donald Trump in some very compromising positions. And Epstein could have been a way that he got that amongst a bunch of other people. But of course, because America has control of all of these files, and like I always say, Democrats and Republicans are both in there. Unfortunately, I don't think that we'll ever know the real truth, because there's going to be always two parties who are in control, Republicans or Democrats. And they're both in there. A bunch are both in there. How are we ever going to know? And that's why when you guys drag me for being an independent, this is when we independents look like the smart ones, because why would you trust either one of those parties? It makes no sense to me. Okay, let's now go over to Chris Tucker. I'm a little bit shocked that more people are not talking about this, but I think because Chris Tucker was kind of like been out the spotlight for like 10 or 15 years. But back in the day, Chris was a huge movie star, huge, but I get it. Trump and this, and there's so many other people, Jay-Z. But take a listen to Chris Tucker. He's on a podcast and he's saying things, but look at his facial expressions and look at his eyes. They're very telling. Then after, I'm going to read a letter from one of the files. Take a listen.
Jeffrey Epstein, didn't he?
Chris Tucker was caught lying on a podcast about Epstein. Just look at those eyes.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different. That was a humanitarian trip to Africa.
Okay.
And I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, and yeah, I met him, and you don't know people what they do in their private lives. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me this, Chris. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing is.
Okay.
And then let's not talk about how many times he was mentioned in the Epstein files. That's 2 pages. Here's 3 pages. Here we go, 4 pages, 5 pages. I mean, I can continue, but a reel can only be so long. Look, here's one of the documents, an email. Chris Tucker will be stopping by to see Jeffrey Epstein sometime before his show tonight. No exact time was given. Okay, I put air quotes when I said lying because it wasn't technically caught lying. But Chris, those eyes like this, and then when he asked you about the island, you're like, oh, no, sir. I don't know where that island is. I don't know. Yo, Chris, stop it. We'll talk about this.
I went through a bunch of those documents. Like I said, I just wanted to pull one. There were emails after emails after emails saying, yo, Chris is in town. He wants to stop by. Yo, Chris is, in the area. He wants to come by before his show. It was always like, yo, I want to see Epstein. I want to come around. So how could you be on a podcast being like, the island? Okay, he didn't go to the island, but he went to his apartment. He went to all his parties. What? And then like, oh, you meet people, but you don't know who they are. You don't know who he is. But then there's email after email after email after email that says you want to come and hang out. If there was one email, okay, I might let you slide. But I just really just played for you guys in that reel where it's literally documents and documents and emails of Chris hanging out. So like I said, shocking that it's not a little bit bigger, but I understand talking about Jay-Z is bigger. All right, now the last one, and which is super shocking to me. I just put this out on Instagram. Bill Gates, the accusations with Bill Gates and his wife are crazy. I'm going to talk over some words because I don't want it to flag on YouTube, but I still want to get the story out for you. So I'll take the flags if needed. And then after this, I'm coming right to the comment section. All right, take a listen.
And I, apologize that I did that.
Tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing.
Bill Gates is the worst husband of all times. How are you going to slip your wife STD medication after you catch an STD? And then he has the nerve to say he regrets every minute he spent with Epstein? No, how about you regret what you did to your wife?
Emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth, right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life.
A lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. In retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Y'all notice how Melinda is still holding it down and not throwing him under the bus? She thought about it for a second, but then she was like, I'm good. We'll talk about this.
I feel so bad for Melinda. If you go back and listen to that, like the pause that she takes is like 3 or 4 seconds when the interviewer is asking her, how she feels. And she's just like, sadness, like grave sadness. And then she goes on to talking about the victims. Like I said, at the end there, she could have thrown him under the bus. She did not. She did not confirm, nor did she deny. So that gives you your answer there. But, maybe it's in their divorce where she can't say something. I don't know. Let's just chalk it up to her being a classy lady. and not wanting to, give the algorithm anything more. They do have children together, grandchildren, if I'm not mistaken, or soon to be. So that's probably why they do it. That's why most women do it. But just like the horribleness of Bill Gates to be in that situation, to put yourself in that situation, and to contract something after having sex with someone, and to be so afraid that your wife might have it, but you can't tell her. So then whatever you're taking to get rid of it, you're going to try to give it to her without her knowledge. That's crazy. There's cheating, and then there's you being psychotic. Like, that is just on another level. Like, that's having zero respect for the person who you are with. That's not love at all. That is selfishness. That is egotistical. That's misogynistic. That's like, you cannot go any lower than that, in my opinion. And once again, just another man saying, I didn't go to the island. That's the in the Epstein deflection handbook. I didn't go to the island. I had dinner with him. I went here. I went there. I went on the jet. I went this. Oh, I was sitting down with him because he had money that he had rich people that were going to give to my organization. I went everywhere. I didn't go to the island though. Bro, you think all the only things he did wrong was on the island? Like, stop playing in our faces. You know what I'm saying? And then we see all of these emails. Like, it's just crazy work. Okay. I am coming over to the comment section. I see the comment section blowing up. I'm coming over to talk to you guys right now, as promised. So stay tuned. I'm coming over right now. All right. As always, quick little. I thought we had a good show today. Thought we had a good show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in live. Everybody, I'm coming over to the comment section. I want to discuss and speak with you guys, but give me 1 minute. Let me just pay a little bills quickly. All right. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? That is an indirect question, because yes, they are. If you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, please go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trend out loud to get your free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That's why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web. You get real-time fraud alerts if your credit card or banking information is found on the dark web. You get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they also have US-based round-the-clock customer service. And in the event that anything should ever go wrong, Aura also offers a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open, all right? Link below, and I'll put up the QR code right here. Take out your phone and camera. Guys, it's absolutely free. If you're worried about getting weird text messages and any of your information, social security, credit card, Aura could remove all of your information off the dark web for free. I'm coming right now to the comment section. Last thing I want to tell you guys, if you're looking to give back to the show, we don't have PayPal. We don't have Venmo. Here at the Trend Out Loud Show, we use Super Chats while we're on live, or Super Thanks. Here is YouTube explaining it better than we can.
Buy a Super Thanks by clicking the Thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
And do not forget to sign up for the Trend Out Loud membership. If you're on Facebook, you'll see the join button above, or the membership button. All right. I'm here in the comment section. Bam, 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 bam. I wish they gave me my button while I'm over here. I got to use this manual one. All right. Let's see who's in the house. I'm anxious to talk with y'all. Kiss gave me a wave. What up, Kiss? What's up? What's going on? Mystery says, hello, Trent. Hello, hello, hello. Emily says, hi, Trent. Let's go. Bah, 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 bah. Mystery is streaming from the UK. Black Girl Lost says, what about Louders? Happy Hump Day family. Tisha and JD Glasson, North Carolina. Come on, raise up. What up, what up, what up? Crystal is in the building. Happy Hump Day, Trent, my fellow angels and out louders. Let's go. Hey, Crystal, guess what? I got some water today. No more yawning or no more falling asleep while I'm reading comments. Let's go. Mystery says, I'm having internet trouble again tonight. I hope I can stream this show. By the way, I checked that out last time, guys, and everything went up. So it could be something on your end, but you guys asked me to check it out. Everything posted on Twitch. It posted on YouTube. We didn't lose anything. So it could be on your end. Just refresh and hopefully you'll be able to come back. Okay. Kim's in the building. Out louders. Hey, Trent. How are you today? I'm doing fine. I'm doing great, actually. Hope all is well and you're enjoying this beautiful day. Yes, I am. Kim, y'all know any day when I'm working, I'm in a good mood. All right, here we go. We got some hate. You know how much I like my hateful comments. Sir, you are a liar. These were not peaceful protesters. Well, what I said, Mr. Man, Mr. G Man, I said, shout out to the people who were peaceful protesting. You see, this is what I love when you guys come in the comment section. We can have these conversations and I could shut all of this rhetoric down. Were there some people who were aggressors and agitators? 1,000%. There's going to be some in every single protest, just like there were some at January the 6th. However, there were a lot of peaceful protesters in Minnesota. There was a whole group of protesters that went around and sang songs. So please do not say that there was none. But thank you so much for your comment. And I hope you're still here to hear it. Emily says, what up, Kim? Ice for UK. All right, Mohammed. Can you see me, Kim? Hey, Emily. Hope you're enjoying your day. What up, young fella, American here in Barcelona, Spain. See, I love how global this show is. Yo, we're in Barcelona, Spain. I should Trent Out Loud show in Barcelona, Spain. What up? G-Man, I'm sorry you feel that way, but keep coming back. You see, that's how you got to talk with them, Kim. Thank you. That's how we deal with those people. We bring kindness and love around here, even when we disagree with you. Ray says, I'm late from something worship church. Okay, thank you. Hey, Kim, same thing today with the mobile live. Sorry that you're having trouble. Crystal, sorry about that. Ice melts. Don't know how to pronounce his name, but Trump. Okay, we're not going to write that. Trump was in the Epstein files a lot, apparently. Do you know that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files more than Jesus's name was in the Bible? That's crazy work. Kim says, yeah, I was over there on Instagram and it was silence. You can't see no comments or nothing. Guys, the best way to watch the show, if you ask me, would be on YouTube mobile. The Instagram is like a link that the program uses, so it could be a little touch and go. Please let me know if your YouTube mobile link is acting iffy. Okay. Something I don't know how this name. I'm just gonna call you the P Man. I think I'm myself, and it. Okay, this is stupid. Somebody said, okay, Trump is a big liar to disrespect Alex's character, accusing him of being a criminal just to cover ICE and DOJ. Totally agree with you. Hey, Tara. What up, Tara? Bam, 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 bam. Katie says, howdy, Trent. Katie, listening from London, UK. Bam, 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 bam. You see how global we are, man? Jeez. We're just around the world. Same. I was on the mobile live, and it was pretty quiet. Are you now logged into the regular live? Okay, so I got to explain to you guys. The Instagram comment section is different from the YouTube comment section. So you cannot comment on Instagram and it show up on the YouTube one. If you're on Kick or Twitch or I think Facebook and LinkedIn, those comments will come all together. But on Instagram, you cannot see the YouTube comments on Instagram, and the Instagram comments don't come over to the main one. Like I said, the Instagram and this this program, they're not integrated. So the feed goes over there, but not the comments. I think I now finally understand what you guys are talking about. So yes, comment wise, you got to come over here. Dr. Jazz says, I thought you were highly intelligent. You have made a fool out of, I think, yourself after saying that. Nothing good about Minnesota, still in American taxpayers' dollars. All right. Well, thank you so much for your comment, Dr. J. And I'm sorry you don't think that I'm highly intelligent anymore. Mystery says, I salute Minnesota to Trent, enough respect. Big up. Don't like anything in your... Kim says, now all other states need to follow what Minnesota has done. Brooklyn Bay here. That's crazy work, yo. In my BK voice. What up, BK babe? You know I love Brooklyn. ME says, happy Wednesday out louders. Hi, teacher. I'm going to call you professor. Crystal says, hey. Bio says, Minnesota is so corrupt, it's disheartening. Every state has corruption. Every state has its problems. Okay. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Gia's in the building. Hey, Trent. Hey, Gia. Newsflash, President Trump not through with the backwards state yet. Beware and be advised. Heads up. All right, that's Joe. Thank you for your comment, Joe. Sean Corey was not about that dirty work. I think you were trying to say Sean Carter, maybe. Mercy says, I hope you got your water beside you tonight, Trent. See, I did my due diligence. I got my water. I haven't yawned yet. But I can't keep saying it because last time I said yawned, then I yawned after. All right, let's go. Bam, 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 bam. Somebody says, all love to ICE. All right. Hey, I totally respect that, man. Thank you for that comment. Good. Thanks, love, and you. Bam, 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 bam. Honestly, Crystal, I don't even know. I just switched over and don't even pay attention. Yeah, stay on the YouTube, guys. It's been a good day. Brooklyn said, guilty by association. Hey, Emmy, how are you? Katie says, Trent, and old Jamaicans saying as to how Donald treats certain people. Duppy know who to frighten. Trent, if you don't understand, Mama Trent will know the meaning. I 100% know. Duppy is like a ghost, and they know who to frighten. And 100%, I've heard my mom say that a million times. And that's exactly who Donald Trump is. Thank you for that, Katie. Didn't Jay want baby girl? Then RK got with her. RK. I don't know who that is. Why is Jay looking like somebody watching him? Guys, I feel like I'm going to yawn. The world loves you, Donald Trump. Hey, thank you for that comment. Merlin, thank you for that comment. Although I don't agree with you, but Jay-Z, what it do? Where? Emmy says, I'm doing well. Trent is so funny in the robe and do-rag. I feel right at home. That's exactly why I do that, man. Emmy is laughing. Tara says, he associated with many. Jay always wanted to be in powerful positions with powerful friends. He made it a point to take pictures to show, but now we're really seeing Jay-Z for who he really is. I don't know if I want to condemn him yet, but he definitely has some explaining to do. Brooklyn says, it's called doing business. Can someone please explain why aren't all business associates being investigated? Totally. That's what I'm saying. This FBI thing, okay, it's a call-in sheet. Well, why don't we investigate it? Crystal says, laugh out loud. Trent has me cracking up on his posts throughout the day, even when the stories he's posting isn't funny. His reactions in his bathrobe and durag are so hilarious. Y'all know me, man. I can talk about anything or any subject. I'm going to bring a little funny to it. I'm going to bring my character to it. And that's why I keep telling you guys, yes, we do have a lot of fun on the show, but I'm having so much fun on that IG account. It's just so much more lax. So thank you, Crystal and Katie and M. I think it was Katie or M that said that. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Jay said, so good looking. Wow. Hey, thank you. Sup? Kim say, hey, Tara. Yes, Tara, exactly. I'm about to start driving, so I won't be very responsive in a bit. Well, Crystal, drive safe, okay? No text and driving. Kim said, drive safe. Superfly said, Bad Bunny is a citizen. Thank you. Why is immigration a problem? Oh, Americans are, that's not true, but okay. People are on Jay's more than his wife. That's funny. Yeah, because his wife is mad at him right now. Trap says, how our Bad Bunny is American, not an immigrant. Totally agree. Brooklyn says, what about Trump? Let's stop. Drop Jay-Z and maybe we may have a real diverse halftime. Respect that comment. Trump is the biggest. Superfly says only black people are talking about Jay-Z. Crabs in a bucket. I guess you could technically say I'm guilty of that, but how could we not? You get what I'm saying? Like, how could we not? And like I've been doing, and I feel like I've been doing a responsible job at reporting. Every time I talk about Jay, I don't just throw him under the bus. I say, guys, it's no charges. It hasn't been investigated. It hasn't been looked at. It was just a call from an anonymous person. It could be a complete lie, but how can we not talk about it? Especially when he was mixed up with Diddy. His lawyer came out and said they were never friends. That's craziness. Then the Jane Doe file, which we know was crazy, but still his name was in it. Then the Ramir. Okay, he doesn't want to take a DNA test for 10 or 15 years. You want to spend millions and millions of dollars when you could just take a test for $50 and shut everybody up. That's a little weird, you know? And now you have this, which could be frivolous, but then Epstein pictures pop up, and then Aaliyah pops up, Foxy Brown, Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to drag Jay. I don't. Jay was, music-wise was like in my top 5. I love Jay. But if these things are true, if some of these allegations are true, then like R. Kelly, I can't love him no more and I can't support him anymore. And now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that's where I'm at now, but you do have to raise the question. Just like the questions were about Diddy before we saw the charges, before R. Kelly, before we saw the charges, et cetera, et cetera. So I get what you're saying, but I do think there's enough to at least have the conversation. I think that is fair as long as you do the conversation responsibly. Just my opinion. Trap says, because Trump wanted to invade Africa and... Okay. Crystal says, TP USA is so ridiculous. Facts. Superfly says he was running it for some other people. Hey, something, how are you? Hope as well. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Understar Babe TV says, if Jay-Z shows up to bowl, he will be detained, and he already knows this. You think so? I don't know if he would be detained. I don't know if they have enough stuff to arrest him, but that would be the most craziest thing ever. Imagine Trump actually maybe has something on him or has gone to a judge, like how he went with Donald Trump or a grand jury, and he can arrest Jay-Z. Ooh, at the that would be bigger than anything that's ever happened in entertainment if Jay-Z got arrested at the Super Bowl. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, you guys are just saying hi to each other. Karen says, not being able to say is ridiculous. It's because it upsets the in cyberspace. No, it has to do with YouTube flags and advertisers wanting to advertise on friendly airways. So that's just what we have to do as YouTubers and content creators. It's like that on Instagram. It's way worse even on TikTok. So, this is our jobs. We have to make a living. And would I like to say every single word under the sun? Yes, but then our videos get suppressed because YouTube wants to play as many things to as many people in the world, to as many age groups. It's like putting out an R-rated movie or a G movie. You have a whole other demographic that will go and see it. So that's really what it is. It's been around since the beginning of time, really. Min says Jasmine Crockett is a scam artist. Respect your opinion, but I disagree with you. Kim says today has been a beautiful day. Thanks for asking. Cardi gang gang. Karen says she knows. Is this a joke? Yvonne says this is horrible. Do not know how to pronounce this name. Everybody that came in through the binder, I think meant Biden administration, is unvetted. You woman or man who knows what these people are nowadays. I thank you for that comment, but I just disagree. Blah, 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 blah. Jasmine always struggling to make her point. Well, I thought she made great points. I don't think she struggled at all. That's just hate right there. Nolan said, howdy, out louders. What up, what up, what up? Karen says, no, you are wrong, Trent. This woman is not smart, says Michael. Ghetto Jasmine Crockett. That's what Gab said. John, sorry if I'm pronouncing your right name. Well, I already read your comment. You're just saying it twice. Something is out of line. Trap says Nicki doesn't care about Black Christians. She's helping Trump convince the white folks that they're going to save African Christians, but they're about to send troops to Africa and do something to them. Somebody said, what the heck? Preach, Jasmine. Jasmine Crockett, full of needs to her fraudulent. Has there been any convictions or charges that she committed fraud? Just saying. Destiny says, I support Nicki all day. Thank you for that comment. By the way, thank you for your comments, everybody who is even hating on Jasmine. Thank you for your comment. I like that you're here to have this discussion. I am a person that likes Jasmine Crockett, but maybe I don't know something that you know. Please feel free to put it in the chat and I'll definitely read it. Gab says Dems are all R. Kelly fans in music taste and behavior. That's just crazy work. Nicki's ex posts are far better than this. Because some Trap says because you're simple-minded. I guess you're talking to me. Respect that. That's fine. She is a joke. Crockett used to like her, but she has a brain and said all stormed on Christians. Stormy says people who support Nicki also support blank. Her husband and brother are blanks. June says, hey, Trent, I love your show, but one thing is for sure. If Jay-Z has been doing anything bad, it's just a matter of time. Everything will sure come to light. Thank you very much for that comment, June, and thank you for liking the show. Somebody says, okay, bro, we like her views. Okay. It's deeper than the physical stuff. That was from Vern Martin. Devon Durant says, what do you have to say, you as 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg? They hang with Trump big time supporters when they don't have the same energy for them. I think that's a good question, by the way. I think Donald Trump, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, who has a Sexy Red, a couple other people performing, not necessarily for Donald Trump, but from a Donald Trump advisor at his wedding. Now, while I wouldn't do that, I don't think it's nearly as bad as Nicki saying, Donald Trump is my favorite president ever. He's so handsome. He's the best. Immigration, da-da-da. Now, while performing for a Trump advisor is still a cosign, I think you have different levels. You know what I'm saying? 50 has been known to said that He doesn't understand why Kanye talks about politics. He doesn't understand why Nicki gets into politics. But then he goes and performs at this Trump advisor's wedding. I don't understand that part. 50 has come out and said, yo, Trump offered me $3 million to perform at the RNC or one of his, things. And he was like, no, I don't want that money. But then you go perform at his advisor's wedding. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is a very different thing going on podcasts and going on stages and waving the Trump flag as opposed to performing your hit song. Isn't Nicki ? Fam? Okay, I can't read that. Sorry about that, Brooklyn. Nicki can't go for herself. Somebody said interesting. Why is she a scam artist? Yeah, exactly. I just don't understand where the scam artist. We are about facts here at the Trend Out Loud show. You can post anything or say anything or whatever. I'm about facts and receipts. Where are the facts and receipts? Black people are the only ones who try to something each other. I don't know what that word is. Each other to vote. I think coerce each other to vote Democrats. We are not that belong to the Democrats. I'm all about independent and voting on the people who are going to do the best for the country. Verm said she agrees. Kidaboo? Is this Kidaboo? Is this the one who I called Kidaboo? I think so. She's married a man with the last name Petty. Facts. Facts. Gabe says, but why the Dems are pro? Tara says Nicki Minaj is going to learn the hard way once MAGA is done with her. There's still people supporting Nicki. She didn't gain anything. The White House embarrassed her with the truth. I know, that's why I had to play that. And that was just so embarrassing. I got my card. Yeah, by the way, that was Memento. They are all GG. They understand each other to get a pardon for Mr. Petty and her bro. Facts. And to get Jay-Z's name in the Epstein files. I'm telling you, I know in my heart. People are harder on Nicki than Nelly and Snoop Dogg because she's upset with why Jay-Z has treated her. Oh gosh, I yawn. Water, Trent, water. People worship Jay-Z no matter what he does. I already talked about that. Somebody said for good reason. Oh yeah, that's the way she gets down. She's a terrible actress. I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. Somebody says everybody is saying Jasmine Crockett is a scam artist. What scam? If she is running a scam I'm unaware of, please share the info, not assumptions. Thank you. Thank you. You're definitely an out louder. Trap says they're going to invade Nigeria, claims to save Black Christians, but they're going to Nigerians again to make U.S. corps more money. Nicki is just a puppet. Jay-Z gave Foxy Brown an when she was underage. Nicki is a grifter. Bro feels like this with no reasoning. Why you feel like this? I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I believe you, Trent, from Nicki trying to get back at Jay-Z. Thank you, Mystery. Hey, Nolans, what's up from Kim? Brooklyn says this is a different Brooklyn, not Brooklyn Bay. Brooklyn W7F. Honestly, they know how to get at Black people because they know Black people don't read, just go with headlines. Jay-Z is not in the files. They have Russell Wilson, Eminem, Jon Stewart, etc. I have said that every time I talk about Jay. Somebody said her podcast is so bad. Oh, that's what is her name? Kelly Miller or Katie Miller something. Bro, you're literally an NPC. You give zero reasoning. Okay, thank you so much for that comment. Really appreciate it. Somebody said she's cooked. Another person said, wow. I hope the people that are hating on me are still around when I come to their comments. Like, I would like to have this discussion with you, but whatever. Wayne says, I want to tell you what a lawyer once told me on a case. Just because you say it's true doesn't mean it is, no matter how much you say it. Very true. It's not what it is true, it's what you can prove. Brooklyn W7F says, but Nicki, you came to the U.S. illegally. That's not true. She came legally. I just read that for you guys. I hate Nicki because she hates Jay-Z. Why? Well, she says that Jay-Z owes her a lot of money, and a lot of people are hating on Jay-Z. He snaked Colin Kaepernick. He went out and dealt with the NFL. That was Jay-Z's downfall, dealing with the NFL after what happened with Colin Kaepernick and throwing Colin Kaepernick under the bus and telling people, don't perform at the NFL. But then he went and did a partnership with them. Ever since then, people are done. Kim says, Brooklyn, Eminem, where? Yes, Eminem was in the, not in the files, but in the hotline with Pusha T and Jay. ME says, does this woman realize she is an immigrant? Exactly. She's not illegal, but she is an immigrant, so she should feel and understand for immigrants. Trap says, do you not see how Trump is threatening to take away everyone else's oil? Literally live in 4K TV. You think him and Nicki want to save Black Christians? Silly, silly, silly. Nicki has lost her mind. That's Jose said that. Somebody says that I'm really not that cool. When is she getting deported? Somebody said, how so? Somebody told me to be quiet. She's so scripted. W take from Nicki. Why y'all hate this? Y'all are bizarre. She's not talking to you, bro. Okay. ME says, my students understand that Native Americans are the only people this land belongs to. Very, very good point, ME. Laugh out loud at the contradiction of her, and she speaks so slow nasally. Brooklyn Bay. Serena says, every country has immigration laws. Facts. Trap says, Nicki views herself as an East Indian, not an African Black. She's getting money. Laugh out loud. No self-respect. She married to a registered. That's all you need to know about her mentality and morals. Kind of good point. Carte Blanche says, Nicki is absolutely correct on the surface of things. However, what happens in the case of climate refugees are in the outcome. Your Love says, American belongs to the people, not one man. Very good point. None of that matters to me. Deport her now and figure it out later. Lloyd says, she came at 6 and became a citizen in 2018. I did read that. Somebody says, finally, the truth. I'm always about the truth, bruh. Adam says, American belongs to American citizens. Facts. Small percentage of people they actually detain are criminals. Facts. This snake is a snake is a snake. It can change its skin, but it's still a snake. That's from June. Nate says he disagrees. I still respect your opinion. Thank you for disagreeing. Your students, I hope your home school, or is it private? I think that's probably 2M. Put these people in horrible conditions. Serena, 20 years of breaking the law. That's from Adam. Yes, absolutely. That's how a spy works. Okay. Dude is cooking with frozen meat. Biggest criminals are in the White House. Serena, Brooklyn. Nicki doesn't care about the Trinidadians that were unalived in the boats in the government. Horrible. What was Epstein, dummy? Why do you have to be so rude? Why can't you just talk your opinion without talking that kind of language? It just doesn't make sense. Brooklyn Bay says, listen, this country wouldn't be if it wasn't for immigration. His family was horrible in the 1900s. Neat. Nice chain, brother. Thank you. I believe they are. I'm going to read that. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. Thanks, Kim. Adam says, it's not for all people. It's for people who are illegally here. He said, L take. Thank you for that comment. Adam says, yeah, right. We have amnesty once, and yet here we are again. Trap says Obama deported more people, but he wasn't brutal. He did it without unaliving people. Very good fact. Thank you. That's every illegal citizen, my guy. Hey, I respect that opinion. Something about Jesus Christ. Yep, nothing to see her, folks. Thanks, Adam. Hit that like button. That's from Kitaboo. Darnell Williams says, if they are born here, then they are staying here at least for now until we stop the baby drop citizenship. Very good point. Bogan says the U.S. is protecting with other countries and taking action. Hit that share. Thank you. June says a snake is a snake and will change their skin, but it's still a snake. So that is Nicki Minaj. Somebody said right. Anaconda. That was a Mega Blast. What's the Public Enemy was song called with the Mega Blast? You're a closet Democrat lying trash. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Who I say I am is what I am, but you can believe me if you want. Kim was saying, yep, that she did that. We didn't understand. Nate says, sup, bro, Trent. What up, Nate? Chris Voice says everything about him. We sure did. Kitab, who knew? Katie said, I would really want to know who runs the world. Donald Trump and other leaders, I believe, are being controlled. Tara said, I totally believe Putin has a bunch of damning proof towards Donald Trump in an independent as well. But I really don't see them prosecuting any of those people involved. Of course not. They're just going to use it against them for sure. I totally agree with you, Tara. Two prominent businessmen know each other. Oh my gosh. I get that joke, Renee. What happened with Jay-Z? You just have to rewind. Somebody said something about R. Kelly. Chris Tucker, definitely sus. That's what Kim says. Chris says, you sound like a complete what a waste of 2 minutes of my life. Well, thank you, Chris, for staying for the 2 minutes and commenting while you're here. We really appreciate you getting the algorithm going. Tara says, Chris Tucker knew he was on the island and participated in those parties. Kidabu says she left him the right way. Damn, that's wild. Bill Gates. Poor Mrs. Gates. Yeah, that's a crazy story. And Elon, Bill cheated with the receptionist and got caught. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that story. And Gates, something open, Pandora open. Truth like oil will rise to the surface. That's Kate. Don't know how to pronounce this name. Something was in her mouth. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that was sad to hear. She needs to get mad. She walked away with everything while a lot. REM immigration problem in the U.S. with the ICE agents running amok in the country, and immigration and U.S. citizens are targeted, so the plan is not going to work. Kidabu said that's sick talking about Bill Gates. It's disgusting about Bill Gates, huh? Mr. Derek says, seems like you get high on drama. God wants us back, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Mr. Derek. Peace. Kim says, Tara, I totally agree with you. My thoughts exactly about Chris Tucker. He damn sure, sorry. Oh, no, I yawned. He damn sure was on Fantasy Island with those little folks. I agree. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm so grateful I chose celibacy for 2026. Kim is cheering. Emily said, did you remember your water? Yep, it's still not working. Well, only on one time. Good evening, Out Louders and Trent. What up, Felicia? Emily says, we shall soon see. Kiddaboo in the house. Kiddaboo. Hi, Felicia. Crystal says, Where you been, friend? Is that you talking to me? We've been here. Oh, you're talking to Crystal. Okay. All right, here you guys are talking. Somebody said he got his water, y'all. Y'all are so funny. Maybe I need something else. Something from a sup from Columbus, Ohio. Let's go. What up, Nate? Bam, 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 bam. I'm so glad I didn't see the rude comments. That's from Kidaboo. We like the rude comments. Somebody said what happened to Jay-Z. Just rewind and you'll go right back from the beginning. Trap said that millions of peaceful protesters, not just some. Thank you very much for reminding me about that. I don't see them either because they must be logged into the mobile live. Crystal, yeah, probably. The mobile live and PC live aren't seeing each other's comments. Really? Mobile live? Really? I'm sure I get both, but maybe I get in mine. Anyways, we'll talk after. Trap says ICE is and you worry about protesters. Very good point. Somebody says, wow, laugh out loud. What? Trent is always saying the tea is hot. Good show. Thanks, Nolans. Hey, Trent and Out Louders. La Shay. Nolan says celebrities are protecting what little image they can hold on to so that they can save their brand. That's why they are denying all connection with Epstein. Crazy work. Crystal says, yes, Trent, it's all live links, but the YouTube PC live and mobile live can't see each other's comments. That sucks. They're saying hello to Lashay. Jay-Z loves Don Lemon. Lashay, Trent, you ain't new on. Oh, Trent, you ain't new to this. You true to this. Tough crowd. Jeez. Don't worry, we like tough crowds. Nolan says, I never went to the island. Did Epstein ever invite you, Trent? Stop it. Lashay saying hi to Kim. Don purposely dropped this. Okay, we're not going to read that. Hanging in here. How about you, Kim? Sean Carter. Oh, Sean Corey Carter is his whole name. Thank you, Brooklyn, babe. Yawning is contagious. I know it's so bad. Somebody said R. Kelly. Oh, what happened to Jay-Z? Kidaboo. He's been yawning way too much lately and getting us wanting to take a nap. I'm so sorry, guys. It's so rude. Lashay said, they all telling on each other and themselves. It's a sight to see. Kidaboo says, Crystal, me too. Tell my mom something is wrong. I just went to sleep. All right, y'all are just making fun of me here. My God. Oh, so what? I almost made a doctor's appointment. Oh, you guys are honey. Great show tonight, Trent. Thank you, Mystery. Thank you. Beyonce, ring the alarm. That's hilarious. Kim says, La Shay, I had an amazing day. Thank you. Puerto Rico is America territory. He's not an immigrant. Thank you very much. All right, you guys are just talking to each other. Trap says, it's like being from Hawaii. If you're from Hawaii, you're American. Totally agree. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If they arrest Jay-Z, they better arrest them all. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they have enough, but there could be something. Who knows, right? Kidaboo, I heard he was out the country myself, but I didn't remember where I seen it. I've been looking back in my history, but I heard the same thing. Beyonce singing about him having Nigerian blood. He's always in Paris. Let's just say facts, Trent. I totally agree. Why would one with these type of secrets want to be in the spotlight? That's Lasheshe. Hey, Trent. Hey, chat. That's from Chic. Hey, Chic. Hope all is well. Trent reporting is really good. That's from Katie. My ex-husband, who has vernacular dementia, who I am his caretaker to, listen to you and laughs and makes comments. Oh, that's amazing. We have noticed his communication. We have noticed he communicates more with you. Are you kidding me? Yo, that is amazing. Oh, that is so cool. Listens to me and laughs and makes comments. Yo, I'm so touched by that comment. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a picture of that. I want to keep that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I want to keep that. Thank you so much for that, Katie. And tell me what your ex-husband's name is. Maybe we could, if I say his name, we could create some more conversation and comments. That's really cool. Thank you for that. Sheik said, hey, Kim, I think you can track Jay-Z's jet. They track Diddy's. Does Jay and Beyonce have a jet? I don't know if they have a jet. Okay, you guys are saying what's up. If they tried to take over Nigeria, good luck. Yeah, for real. You think Minnesota was tough. Mystery says, Trent, there is a strange story of a missing elderly woman called, I think it's, don't know how to pronounce that name, but yes, I heard the MSN lady's mom, right? And she has been missing for a few days. Apparently she was, I heard about that story. They emailed TMZ for like some money or something. I definitely did hear about that. No, sir. I didn't call you simple-minded. All right, thank you, Trap. My guy right over there. Lashesi said, it's okay to not agree with a person says, but to be so, don't have to be so mean about it. Exactly. I like the discussion. I like it, but we don't have to start getting crazy over here. Kim says they are in the bushes with darts with no shoes. Trap said, I should have tagged the person who I was calling simple-minded. Okay, got you. I was trying to defend Jasmine. Oh, okay. Got you, Trap. Nigerian ain't having it. Not at all. Yeah, I would like for Trump to show out. Well, I don't want any problems, but yeah, Nigeria, they ain't playing around. Who is he being mean to? Lasheshe, that's Kim. Kidaboo, you are hilarious. Yeah, we missed you, Kidaboo. And they have oil and diamonds to protect and all the ancestors. Shayse said, no one. It's just the comments are extra spicy to Trent today, Kim. Yo, we got a new bodyguard, Crystal and Kim. Kidaboo is back. And I'm not Kidaboo, Lasheshe. Kidaboo said, and they came run up and they could run a plane. Okay, Lasheshe. Trent has tough skin. Facts. Yeah, that's me. Kidaboo. Lasheshe said, I think most celebrities have to hang out with Trump even if they don't want to. Kim says, and the haters build the platform, so let them keep coming back. Exactly. Let them keep coming. Let them keep talking. I just wish they were around for when I'm reading the comments. And that's why I brought the comments up closer. Like, I don't want to go into the comments like right after lead stories and then do quick news. But when they're commenting, like, I wish they would stick around. Crystal said, Trent, the next time you yawn, you have to give us 5 jumping jacks. If I do jumping jacks, I'll go off the screen. That's funny, though. I did pretty good today. Blacksmith says, oh, gosh. Blacksmith says, it was an anonymous call to the FBI in 96. No, it wasn't in 96. It was in 2019, but it was from back in 96. Shay had no access to those people. Pusha T was still hustling. It's all cap. It was in 2019, by the way. Crystal said, Kim, he has to listen to his bodyguard angels. That's a fact. Nicki saved herself, but she's not a conscious person. Crystal says, Nicki is a sellout. She was talking, but now she loves this man. She a fake B and pretty ignorant. She doesn't even save herself. Crystal says, so what? She sell her soul to the for nada. GOOB said, how dumb. Conservatives aren't having paid protesters create chaos when Obama was deporting illegals. By the way, why do Democrats have problems with deportation now, but not when Obama did it? Yo, that is like the most loaded thing I've ever heard somebody say. Like, You think every single protester was out there was paid? Like, okay. And the reason why people weren't protesting is because Obama was doing it in a more organized fashion. That's the answer. But thank you so much for your comment. Jonathan says, did anybody pick up on the contract Nicki Minaj supports Trump, but on the contradiction, Nicki's report says Trump, but he's in the files to what's her agenda. I get what you're saying. Somebody said, bruh, Jay-Z is in trouble, man. Nicki, though. Wait, really, Jonathan? Oh, okay, that was about the thing. She's going nowhere fast. I don't mind saying it, Jonathan. Figured you'd skip my comment. What? I didn't skip your comment. I just read your comment. Jeez, give me time to get to it. I read it. Somebody said, let's go. Somebody said, yeah. Sleeping Beauty. Something Ohio. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Pull 700 and replace them in another city. I hope not, but yeah, maybe. Somebody said facts. Nicki had to do it, but she's not a conscious person, so it doesn't count. Crazy work. Jonathan said, I mean, she's just using the leverage she has on people in the industry to advance herself. She's a parasite. Yikes. Tell them how you really feel, Jonathan. Kiddabu, you got jokes from Crystal. Jonathan says, what gets Nicki in the room with Trump? She knows things she will use to get ahead. That's what I believe, man. That's why I feel like Jay-Z's name wasn't redacted. Lasheshe said that's beautiful. That's probably Katie's husband. Trent, his name is Andrew. Andrew, what up, Andrew? Andrew, thank you for watching the Trent Out Loud show. Thank you. I'm so happy I make you laugh and I keep you entertained and communicate, man. I'm honored. I'm touched that you watch my show and you enjoy it. It will keep me waking up. It will keep me working hard, and it will keep me, making sure I have some water and not yawning in the comment section, man. Keep up, man. Andrew, I'm giving a round of applause for Andrew. I'll come right back, guys. Round of applause. In the building. We're going to turn these up. And let's go, Andrew. Could we get some round of applause? And some air horns for Andrew. Bam, 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 bam. Hey, how come I get Oh, shout out to Andrew in the chat. Love that. Love that. Thank you. Lasheshe said my grandpa passed away 3 years ago from dementia. That is super sad. My family suffers from Alzheimer's as well, too, which is a form of dementia. So, yes, on my dad's side, my grandmother and all her sisters passed away from Alzheimer's. I know it's not dementia, but it's around the same thing, right? The Alzheimer's turns into to dementia. So maybe that's why Andrew and I and Kate have a connection, okay? And also one of my aunts lived in the UK, and my dad's uncle, who was the one brother in the family, he married somebody from the UK, and now two of his daughters live in the UK. Two of my cousins, one actually just flew in for my dad's birthday party that I had. So we're connected. UK, what up? Kidaboo was laughing. Somebody said my grand. Oh, I think it's probably grand uncle or something. Monica says, Trent, I know D first. I want to say, you guys stop being mean to Trent. I think he's doing a wonderful job. I love listening to you every day. And that was so nice to say. That made my hair stand up. Thank you, Monica. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tara says, Trent, you're awesome. I truly enjoy participating in your lives. When I don't make it, I watch it on replay. Thank you so much, Tara. And I can see that you've been here, I think, almost like every day this week. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being an out louder and commenting. Y'all know how much I love the comments. So thank you so much for that. And yes, you guys can't always be here at the exact time that we go live. So of course, we're always going to have that replay up there for you guys to watch. All right. Appreciate you very, very much. I think this is Bryce. I can't stand politics, left wing, right wing. It all feels like one side will do anything to the other to win and make themselves feel righteous. Brainwashed Schwepp. Totally agree with you, but we can't just pull back. So my suggestion for you would be to be an independent. And an independent, which people drag me for, they call me Trent Two Ways or Trent Two Sides. And when you're an independent, I give the analogy of being an independent, I get to sit on the fence because they say, oh, you're just on the fence, you're right in the fence. But being on the fence, I'm elevated, I'm on top, and I'm able to see both sides and look at things from a bird's eye view and see everything that's going on here and see everything that's going on here. And when it comes time to vote, I might not agree with every single thing from every single party, but then it's my vote, so I get to vote my interest. So I might only agree with 5 things and disagree with 10 things, but over here I can agree with 8 things and disagree with 2, so that will take my vote. Versus you're on one side and that's it. No matter what they say, no matter who they bring, whatever. I just, for me personally, I couldn't live my life that way personally. Mystery says, it has been a lively on the chat stream tonight, and you handled yourself well, Trent. Good on you. Thank you very much, Mystery. Annie Ferg says he ain't faux-ish in an organized fashion. Y'all just want to excuse everything he do. Okay, not too sure exactly what you're talking about that. Kathy from Patterson, Jersey. Love you. What up, Kathy? I used to live out in Jersey. What up, Patterson? I know Patterson, Jersey. What up, Kathy Williams? Trap says Obama did use due process, but Trump is treating people like this is the Middle East, terrorizing immigration communities, bring back due process, and the protest will go away. Take off your mask, coward. Couldn't have said it better myself. There you go, Trap. Love that. That's why I love having you guys here. You guys say things better than me. Kathy was shouting out. Kim shouting out Andrew. What up, Andrew? Katie says he's laughing and clapping with you. Bam, 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 bam. Love this. Kim is cheering. Trap says, Andrew, what up? See, Andrew got famous tonight, yo. Let's go. Shout out to Andrew. Kim said, shout out to Andrew. Crystal says, for Andrew. That is so beautiful. And Kim, our new Out Louder member, Andrew. Yes, definitely. Andrew is definitely an official Out Louder. Crystal says, I have a couple of family members that passed away from dementia and Alzheimer's. Yeah, it is a crazy thing. I'll tell you guys quickly. My mom, my grandmother on my mother's side, her mind sharp as a tack. Like you couldn't tell her nothing. It doesn't matter what age she was, nothing. Sharp, 100%. She'll tell you stories about Jamaica, about me, of my mom. She'll tell you when she came to Canada. She'll tell you everything. But her body, back, knees, totally not good. My mom on my dad's side, my grandmother on my dad's side, dementia, Alzheimer's, mind gone since I was like a teenager. I used to live with her. We used to sing like Silent Night. And she used to like, I used to try to like, sit down and try to get her to talk. But for some reason, she just loved singing Silent Night. And she would, when she got to a point where she couldn't say too much words, she can always sing Silent Night. So that was just our thing. I say all of that to say, it's so hard with a grandmother who I loved both of them equally, but one I wasn't able to talk to, I wasn't able to get advice from, I wasn't able to connect with, but her body, 100% fine. You bring her to the doctor, move, walk, run, she could do anything. Mind, totally gone. Other grandmother, total mind there, but couldn't get up, couldn't walk, and that's, of course, what, was the downfall. So I had two opposites. So I say that to say having dementia is the worst. Having Alzheimer's is so bad because the person is here, but they're not. It's just really, really tough. So trust me, I understand everything. Sorry, I just went off on a little thing right there, but talking about it just reminded me how tough it is. Kim says it's a small world. Trent, definitely. Trap says, I'm recovering from memory loss. Wow. Lost my memory due to a brain injury. Wow. I'm 39 years old, but I don't remember. I don't remember the last 20 years, so I can relate. Wow. Yo, that's crazy, Trap. Wow. You don't remember the last 20 years. So you don't remember from, hold on, you're 39. I'm doing slow math here. Sorry. So from 19, you don't remember. That's crazy. Well, listen, most important, glad you're here. Glad your memory is back, and it must suck to lose 20 years. But like I just explained, as long as you have your present memory and you can make new memories, that's amazing, man. Crystal says, Anne, who are you talking about? Lachey has some hearts. Monica, wow, thank you for saying my name. You put a smile on my face. I am, sorry, I am at work right now. Everybody looking at me like, what are you smiling about? She's smiling because she's on the Trent Out Loud show. Bah, 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 bah. What up, Monica? Kim says, hey, Kathy, that's my hometown, Patterson, New Jersey. Kim is in Arizona right now, but yes, hometown, Patterson, New Jersey. Yes, Trap, totally agree. That's from Lachey. She says, how lovely, Trent. You made Andrew's day, and he's enjoying your show. Amazing. Yes. All right. And then Kim says, another great show, Trent. Okay, I'm going to go over to, I want to leave. There you go. Boom. No, I want to leave this up while I go over. Yeah. He's laughing and clapping with you. Okay. We're going to go to lesson of the day. We're going to go over to lesson of the day. I'm going to keep this comment up there. That's Kim and Andrew. I'm going to go to lesson of the day. Then I'm going to do my sign out, and then I'll come back for any last comments. Okay. This is the new setup of how we do the show. So let's go over to lesson of the day. And I think this is a really, really good lesson. Relationships aren't for fun and to avoid being lonely. It's to be of service to the other person. This is a good one. Let's go over to lesson of the day. All right, I've been talking a lot. Let's just jump right into it. Take a listen.
People are getting in relationships to have fun. To not be lonely, to avoid whatever shadow work that they need to do. And I just recognize in this relationship, I'm showing up to do work. I am helping to walk my partner home. Yes. I am helping them to reach the highest expression of themselves, and vice versa. Why else be in partnership? Why else be tied to somebody? I don't think people recognize the seriousness and the gravity of being in a relationship. A lot of people are getting in relationship asking themselves, what can I get from this person? Can I get temporary relief from my loneliness? Can I get sex when I want?
Woo! All right, I'm going to pause it right there because I didn't realize there's some music behind there. And she just said SEX, so hopefully I don't get flagged. But yeah, I didn't realize there was music in there. Really, really, really stuck to me with this because a lot of people, we talk about this a lot of people, especially men, are like, oh, this girl's hot. Oh, yo, this is this and this is fun. And, I've always said, I think there are, relationships for certain things. And like I always say, jobs, friendships, or relationships. And, there's friends that are like, oh, these are just club friends or there's whatever. But I think when you in a relationship, when you like somebody and they like you, I feel like, yes, the fun has to be there. But if you're not in it for the work and getting to know and understand and make that other person great, and you wanting to make that other person great, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of love. Love, marriage, a family is not for fun. Yeah, you can do fun things together, but the foundation of your relationship should be to be of service to one another, to make each other great, to push each other, to hold each other accountable. That is love. Think about your parents. Yeah, you guys had fun times, but your parents' goal, or most parents' goal, should be to raise you to be whoever you want to be and to be as great as you want to be. And I feel like that is what a relationship and a marriage and a partnership should be. You guys become one, you become family. And when you start out just with the fun, that's great. But if you don't have that at the end, that's the relationship you should leave. So that is my lesson of the day. All right, let's go over. Let me take this off. Let's go over now to my final thoughts, and then I'm going to go over to the last comments of the day. All right, y'all. As always, we're going to close out with some. We had a very fun show. Woo, that was a little loud there, Trent. All right, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of 3 things. While we are on live, you can give us a super chat if you'd like to give back to the show. And after we post this video, you can give us a super thanks. It's somewhere at the bottom of the video. You see like a $sign that says thanks, or sometimes it's at the comment section. You see 3 dots. Please feel free to give whatever you would like to your favorite YouTube host. Second of all, do not forget to sign up to the Out Loud membership. Become an Out Louder today. If you're on YouTube, you see a join member. You'll see a join button or a membership tab above me. And also, do not forget to sign up for Aura. It will be the link below, the first link below this video. Do not go out online not protected. It's the wild, wild west out here. It's very dangerous, and it's absolutely 100% free to get your information removed offline. And everybody has some sort of information offline. Trust me, all right? Make sure you sign up for Aura today. Now, before I let you go, just want to remind you of 3 ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. The first one is on podcast platforms. For those of you who like podcasts and like listening to shows like this, just go to any pod site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And y'all know I'll be working hard. I upload 5 days a week, all right? So make sure you check us out on pod platforms. Now, the second way is my favorite way. I like to watch shows like this with video. So for those of you who like video, head on over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. When you get to YouTube, I'm going to need you to do 6 things, though. First 2 is hit that like and hit that subscribe button, get the algorithming. Third, please try to comment below the video. I love, of course, when you guys catch the live and we have these discussions and I can read all your comments, but I want to make sure that people who are watching the replay feel just as included. We need to keep these conversations going, all right? So please try to comment after the video is posted. Now, for those of you who do not want to comment and you don't want to join in the discussion, I don't want you to feel pressured. But as you guys know, I love seeing how global this show is. I love seeing that Kate and Andrew are listening from the UK. Somebody's listening from Spain. Somebody's listening from Jersey. Gia listening from Manhattan. I love it. So if you don't want to join in on a conversation, please at least comment and let me know which country or city you are watching from. And even if you're here on the live, after we post this, let me know where you're watching from, okay? That's one of the things I do before I go to bed. I look at all the comments that are posted underneath the video, and it makes me happy, all right? The fourth thing, very, very important, if you're enjoying this show, if you like this platform, if you like this conversation, please share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. We're trying to build a platform that's going to be here for 5, 10, 15 years, all right? I hope Kim and Crystal and Katie and Andrew and Gia and all of them, we want to be around. We wanted this to be a legacy show. Remember when Oprah was around? People watched Oprah for 25 years. My mom's been watching Oprah for 25 years. This is what we're trying to build here. And we're trying to build a platform and a community with like-minded people that are speaking and having good conversation. So if you know any of those people, please try to share this channel with them, all right? The fifth thing is sign up to become an Out Loud member today with that join button. And also, please do not forget super chat or super thanks. Now, for those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, you gotta follow the Trent Out Loud show on IG, all right? You hear Crystal and other people talking about me being in my robe and my do-rag. Trust me, it's a vibe over there. Yes, of course, this show is the heart of the Trent Out Loud show, but on Instagram, it's where I can have a little bit more fun. I could just be waking up, one time I had a bag over my head going into the shower. Okay, I didn't have a shower cap on, so I just used a a bag from a supermarket. My mom literally texts me and says, "What are you doing online with a supermarket bag on your head?" You know, Jamaican moms want their sons or daughters to always show up looking good. But yeah, we have fun over there. Yes, there's always political and entertainment, but I might put some funny videos up there too. I put a gorilla video up there the other day. Somebody texted me like, "Yo, Trent, what the hell? Yo, I'm having fun over there." All right. So make sure you follow me over on Instagram. It's really fun over there. Quick takes. And also what I like is, yes, this show is weekdays at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and there's on replay, but I can get news out to you or information out to you in the morning, at lunchtime, at night, and on the weekend. So if you like this show, stay connected. The Trent Out Loud Show on IG. All right. Okay. I'm coming back over to the comment section for our final goodbyes. And here, hold on here. Andrew, that is so beautiful. I think I read that. Oh, sorry. I think I read this already. Yeah, I have a couple of family members. Trap is recovering. This was Monica. Okay, hold on. Oh, I think this here. How lovely, Trent. You made Andrew's day, and he is enjoying the show. Yes. We love Andrew. Another great show from Kim. Oh, Trap. Crystal said, "Oh, Trap, I'm so sorry to hear that. We are all blessed to be a part of your new memory." Oh, that's a good way of looking at it, Crystal. Lashasia said, my grandpa was so kid-like and playful. Yeah, that's how my grandmother was too. Your boy TOL, my boy TOL, you are the man. Thank you very much, LD. LD, was it you who commented underneath the gorilla post on my Instagram? You said, "Yo, is that all you got?" I was like, "Yo, is that my man LD?" Because the person's name was LD. Anyways, you could drag me if you want. It's cool. Trap says, "That's beautiful." Yeah, it was really beautiful, Kim. Very, very beautiful. Lachese said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." At Trap. Crystal, yes, you are right. Crystal be dropping gems, yo. Somebody said, I don't know, we're not going to talk about that. LD says, "You are in a different era when it comes to relationships." Thank you very much. Thank you. Mystery said, "Good night, Trent, and all the Out Louders." Good night, Mystery. Shay said, "Yes, love that message. I wish I could have learned that before my first relationship. I was a mess." Well, that's why I always throw in, no matter what we're talking about. And I like now that it's like at the end of the show, the lesson of the day. I love talking about love. I actually had a podcast live talking about love. I love talking about love, giving lessons about love, especially from a male's perspective. I don't feel like there's enough men that talk about that. So yeah, I'm just doing my due diligence here. Okay. Stacy says, "Trent, about a month ago, I gave you a super thanks and you never acknowledged it. Just wondering the reason." Hey, Stacy, sorry about that. I always acknowledge people's super thanks. I'll look at it. Here, you want me to look at it right now live? I will look at it right now. Let me see. Stacy. I'm going to go supers. Let's see here. Supers. No, hold on. Okay, community. Let's see if I can look in community. Hold on, Stacy. Hold on, everybody. We're at the end of the show, so if you guys stuck around this long, I know you'll still stick around. Hold on. Newest. Where is supers? Okay, from super thanks. Let's see if you're here. See? None. There's none that I haven't. I don't see it here, Stacy. I'm literally filtering it. Any super chat that I haven't not responded to, and it's not showing me. Every single one I'm showing you here, I have responded to every single one. Let me see even if I responded to one. Nope. There's Diamond, there's Joy, there's Natasha, there's Renee. I'm looking a month ago. Here. Nope. Sorry about that. Like I said, nope, I don't see any Stacy here. I'm really sorry. And like I said, it shows up and I'm looking at, again, unresponded. Look, nothing found. So sorry about that, Stacy. I have heard people say that they think they give a super thanks, but then I'm like, hey, I never got it. And then they look back and are like, oh, it never posted. So sometimes there's a little bit of a glitch, but really sorry about that, Stacey. Okay. Roberta says, hey, Roberta gave me, hold on a second. Roberta, thank you very much for the super sticker. Oh my gosh. I think somebody is in the chat here. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Roberta, first of all, Roberta, thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. Roberta is my homie, been out louder for a long time, always sending me like DMs of stories and stuff. So shout out to Roberta and thank you very, very, very much for that. LD says that we are, and what blows my mind is that the older generations are acting like the younger generations. Shaking my head. Okay, sorry, I saw this come up. Will Willis is in the building. Will, oh my gosh. Will Wallace, but what we call him over here, Will Willis is in the building. Trent, and the Out Louders. What's good, everybody? I would also like to give a shout out to Andrew. Yes, we're in the building. Drew, great show, bro. Yo, Will, man, I gotta go to the effects. Will Willis in the building. Will, thank you. Will Wallace, thank you. Always appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you so much. Gosh, I never know what to say when you do things like this, man. Thank you so much. And yes, Andrew, you see what you did, man? Andrew, you're bringing the love here today, man. You're bringing the love, Andrew, or what Willis is calling you, Drew. That'll be our new nickname. What up, Drew? What up, Drew? Drew's in the building. Anyways, Will, one more time for you. The support that you give, man, oh, man, it touches me every time. Will Willis in the building. Thank you very much, Will. Kim says, hey, Roberta, how are you? Will Willis in the chat. What up, Will? Kim is always asking for you. We're always asking for you. Roberta says, hey, Kim. Hey, Will, we've missed you. Hope all is well with you. That's from Kim. Will Wallace is always showing love. Thank you. Always showing love. Krista said, yes, Trent, I totally agree. Love is not all about fun and attraction. It's a partnership running a business. Woo! It's a partnership running a business. Woo! Doesn't come easy. You got to do the work. Love that, Crystal. It's all about equal give and take, not about what can I get from this, but how can we benefit as a team and what do I have to offer to make this partnership great? Love that, Crystal. Yo, Crystal and I will be writing a book one day. Make it rain. Shacey says, make it rain. Thanks again for the membership. Will, man. All love, Kim. This is from Will. I've been listening just busy because the Super Bowl is here in the Bay Area. Always tapping in, even if I have to replay the show. Thank you, Will. Will's always tuning in, yo, in the Bay Area. Shout out to Will. Kim, crying. Nothing good comes easy. That's from Crystal, 1000%. Hey, Will, we missed you. Love you. Stacey says, I know I was charged, but I did put a link. Would that have voided it? I have no. Oh, you said you were charged and you put a link. Maybe. But as I just showed you, I searched and I never got it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And if you want to try it again here, as you see, Will is always giving super chats. If you want to do it as a super chat, feel whatever if you would like, or after when we post it to try it again. But I do know that I make sure that I thank and I acknowledge every super chat or super thanks. So sorry about that. Crystal said, make it rain, brother. La Shay love from Willis. Roberta said, you're welcome. Thank you, Roberta. Yeah, no matter the amount, I'm happy and just grateful. So thank you very much for whatever. Kim, glad all is well. Will, whoop, whoop, from Crystal. Crystal, Will gave the heart hands to Crystal. Trent, laughing out loud. Anna, hey, Trent. Hey, Anna. Will again. Willis, my dude. Yes, Will, what up? Somebody said very nice. What's what you talking about, Willis? Crystal. Yes, the autocorrect. Don't worry, I got it. Willis in the building. You see how much Will gets everybody going, yo. Yes, sir, bro. Tanya said, hello, everybody from Lockport, Illinois. What up? Chicago. Well, it's not Chicago, I know, but Illinois still. Katie said, thank you, Trent, Will, and the well-wisher out louders. You all have made Andrew's night. Wow. Okay, that is the best thing to end on. I'll just read Kim's. Hey, Tanya, how are you today? Hope all is well. And the last one is Will Wallace in the house bearing gifts. We missed you. All right, I was going to leave Will's comment as the last comment to sign out. But if I know Will well enough, Will would want me to leave Katie's comment about Andrew up here as we sign off here. So once again, thank you everybody who tuned in. Of course, obviously, thank you everybody, the haters, the non-haters, the people on the fence, the people in the middle, anybody who commented, liked, or whatever. Thank you all for tuning in. Another great show, one of our most comments and most tuned in. So thank you. We had a great week with that. Of course, thank you guys for all the live comments, the out louders. Thank you, Roberta, for your super chat. Again, sorry, Stacy, if I missed it. Thank you, Will, for your gracious donation every time you come in. Please don't feel like you have to do that every time you come in, but we do appreciate it if you do. But honestly, I think everybody would agree the highlight of the night has been Andrew. Yo, round of applause for Andrew. Andrew, we love you. Stay well, and I hope you have a great night, and we hope that we continue to see you on these lives. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Y'all stay well. I love y'all. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Turn Out Loud. Peace!